Hello and welcome to Viking Voices, the people of Princeton. I am Elgin Card, the proud superintendent of the Princeton City School District. So we welcome you, and we have a couple interesting guests today. I do first want to introduce my co-host, Miss Lily Edmondson. Over to the right, she is going to be a junior at Princeton. She's very involved in a lot of things. Miss Lily, tell them a little bit about yourself real quick.
I don't really know. I play tennis, I do theater, I do a lot of music. I'm in orchestra and choir. And yeah, a lot of extracurriculars for sure.
Yeah, Lily's very involved everywhere I go. I see her around, and I just told the story earlier of I think it was at the parade, the Glendale Parade. I think it's where I saw you at.
Yeah, I saw you.
She was hugging and loving on the little kids, and it just warmed my heart. So she's just a great young lady, and we're happy to have you here. Before we get started with our first guest and introduce him, I want to say thank you to the Princeton community for welcoming me and my family. Finished up my first school year as superintendent. It's been a blessing to be here. We're very happy and very excited. My family's excited. And just say thank you to our teachers, our kids, our staff, faculty, the community for all you do for Princeton. It is a great place. It is a special place, and we are really excited to be here. So our first guest today is Mitchell Kessler. He is going to be a senior at Princeton this year. He comes from a long line of Kessler family members coming through Princeton. So how you doing today, sir?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for being here with us. So first thing I want you to do is tell us a little bit about yourself, your personal things you do, family, and what you do here at Princeton.
Yeah, so I'm going into my senior year, and I play saxophone in the band and in jazz. I'm also in Key Club. I'm Tri-M president and student council vice president. Mm-hmm. And I'm also a drum major for marching band.
Okay.
And I have three older siblings, and all three of them have gone through Princeton. So okay. I'm the youngest.
So a true Princeton family.
Yes.
I've known this young man since he was a little guy. He didn't know me, but I knew him as I worked with his mother and known his father as well. So a great family. So what I would say is this: at Princeton, what has been your favorite thing to do here?
My favorite thing. Well, specifically, probably marching band. Mm-hmm. I love, especially getting to be a drum major and getting to be a leader for so many people. I think it's a really cool experience.
And I think, too, that shows what kind of young man you are, because that's something that is very hard. And as you said, you're leading a lot of people. And it is great. Our marching band does a great job. The coaches and the advisors and everybody there do a great job, and our kids do great. So it's really exciting. When you hear that drum line coming out, it always gets you fired up. Yeah. And you help with that, too. So as far as outside of Princeton, you mentioned all the things in Princeton you do. What are you involved in outside of Princeton, or if you have any time to do anything else?
I definitely fill my schedule. I'm in another youth group just through Evendale called Phi Lambda Pi, and it's volunteer-based, and so we meet weekly, and then we'll plan, volunteer events like around the community, like raking leaves or just helping out with like the festival games and things like that.
Just being a good person all around, sounds like to me. That is great. I'm hearing that you have a great opportunity that you were chosen to take part in coming up here in the next couple of weeks. Tell us about Buckeye Boys State.
Yes. So Buckeye Boys State is a week in June. I think it's in 2 weeks. And we basically go, it's at Miami University, and we basically go and just kind of see what it's like to run a government for a week. So you can run for office and become like an elected official, and you elect your peers, and it's all people from schools all around the state. So
that's great.
Yeah.
And I think, as we talked about before we came on camera, is a great opportunity for you to meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
You never know when you meet people how your cross will pass again. So that is awesome. Let me ask you this, and this is not on the list. I'm just asking this question. Being the fourth sibling to come through Princeton, how's that been for you? Because, sometimes you have one brother or sister or whatever. You've had a sister and two brothers, correct? Yeah. So how's that been? I'm just curious.
It's been good. I actually am trying to take advantage of the experience of them all going through everything. So I like, talking to them about it. Just kind of having people that have done it before me, it definitely makes it smoother.
Well, we're happy you're here. Miss Lily, you have a question for him?
So what do you love the most about Princeton?
I love just the diversity and the amount of people that I've met. I mean, coming out of elementary school, I thought all my friends would just kind of be the same. But I mean, all of my friends are just like completely new people that I've met, and I just love the amount of opportunities that I get.
You know, and it's funny you say the diversity and the opportunities. I hear that a lot when I talk to folks. Almost everybody I talk to on this show or just in the community say that. And something that I really love about Princeton is people treat people for who they are, and they care about them for being a good person. And it doesn't matter if you look different or you pray different or whatever you do different. It's good that we all come together as Vikings. So I think that is one of the things I love most about Princeton. And in my 20 years around Princeton, it's one thing that really stuck out to me as well. So we appreciate it. So anything else you want to add before we're done here?
I would just say take advantage of every opportunity. There's so many like sports and extracurriculars, and I just think it's really made me a better student, really.
Well, we appreciate you coming by, and we appreciate the Kessler family and especially you for all you've done for Princeton. So as we are always going to end, have a great day. And as always, go Vikes. Welcome back to Viking Voices, the People of Princeton. Once again, I'm Elgin Card, proud superintendent, with my co-host, Miss Lily Edmondson. And now we have Miss Anna Martinez. She is our bilingual parent liaison who does a lot of great things in our district. So welcome, Miss Martinez.
Thank you. Gracias.
Good. So I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself, your family, and what you do here at Princeton.
First, hola. Yo soy Ana Martinez, the bilingual parent liaison for Princeton School District, and I've been in the district for 14 years, and I started working in the district as a bilingual paraprofessional, and then I worked in the office, I worked in registration, and now I worked as a bilingual parent liaison for the whole district. I am married, I have 3 children, 2 in college, and 1 will be a freshman in college this fall.
Okay.
Yes.
So great. I wouldn't think you had 3 college kids, so that's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. So I know there are a couple things that you're really heavy in is what we call our Parent Academy. And I know that because I'll let you tell what it is, but I know a lot of people around the state have been calling us wanting to know what we do in our Parent Academy because they see the successes you're having. So tell us a little bit about that.
So the Parent Academy is very exciting. I really love this program because it's a program that empowers our parents, regardless their background and or the language that they speak. They learn about the United States education system. And let me tell you, learning about the education system and navigate the education system myself, it was hard, and it took me years to learn. In the Parent Academy, the parents can learn all of this in 6 weeks. So it is a 6-week program. So parents learn about the differences between the United States education system and their home country. And they learn about resources, community resources available to them. They learned about our administrators, superintendents, board members. They learn from them. They learned what their roles are in the district and how they work to make or to provide their children a successful experience in their education. They also learn about how to be involved in the school, regardless if they want to be very involved or just working with their children from home. Okay. They learned about the resources available to them, especially if they have children with that are English language learner, or they have a special need, or any case that it might be. They learned who to reach, who to contact, and where to go to get the support that they need in order for them to support their children at home.
Nice. Well, I brought up earlier with the Parent Academy how people are reaching out and wanting to hear about the great things you and the team are doing. So tell me a little bit about, you did something in Columbus I was able to come see with Miss Cleveland and Miss Perrin. Talk a little bit about that, and then what's coming up on the horizons with the Parent Academy.
So we were asked to present about the Parent Academy. It is a very needed program. I think a lot of schools and districts in the area are facing this challenge. And one way that we started trying to overcome this challenge was educating the parents about the education system, but not only a certain group of parents, but anyone who feels like they need to know more about the school and how to support their children at home. So over there, we talked about how we recruit the parents, how we keep the parents engaged. That is a big piece of the success of the Parent Academy. We have to create an environment that is welcoming and where everybody feels respected and valued. So, and that's what we do, and I think that's a big part of the success of the Parent Academy.
No doubt. With the diversity we have in this district, we want to make sure everybody feels welcome and a part of the district, and this is just one way we're able to do that. I think the thing she spoke at with Miss Perrin and board member Miss Mary Cleveland in Columbus was a school board association meeting, which allowed them, school board members from all over the state were there. And I was up there just for support. And I was trying to sit in the back corner, but they called me out. So a lot of board members come up asking me questions, and I could answer some of them, but I wanted the team to do it because they're the ones doing the work. So it was really important to do that. So
yes.
We appreciate that. And I always like to stop at the Parent Academy. I was able to go to the last Glendale, the first one and the last one, and just meet the parents and let them know, as a superintendent, we support them as well. And we want to make sure that everybody feels comfortable and understands what we're doing here at Princeton. So we appreciate you there. All right, so now we have another thing you do called the second cup of coffee. What's that about?
Well, the second cup of coffee was one of the first intentional family engagement program that we started in Princeton. And this program has the intention to have a informal meeting with the parents and the school principal and the school staff members, and just have honest and open conversation in a safe place. So the parents will join us, drink coffee, of course, and share their opinions, ask questions, and also they share their concerns. And it's okay, they feel safe and they know it's okay to do that. We also always take the opportunity to educate and inform our parents. So we also we host this program quarterly in each building. And we started in one building. Now we have 6 out of our 11 schools that are hosting the program, the second cup of coffee. And we share the school calendar, and we keep the parents updated on what is coming next. That way, they are empowered and they know what to expect, and they know how they can support their children at home for what they are doing at school during the next few weeks.
Yeah, I think it's a great program, and I know sometimes you get people in their comfort level and they'll open up more, and that's what Ms. Martinez and the team does, is have people come in, they're comfortable, they have those conversations, and it's great. So another thing that you do lots of things, but this is another big one that I was able to take part in this year, is our Hispanic Heritage Festival. And I think that was in October. Was it in October or September? It was in the fall. I know it was in the fall.
Was in October.
Okay, October. So tell us a little bit about that.
So the Hispanic Heritage Festival was an initiative to bring the communities together and showcase the district diversity, and bringing everybody together, learning from each other, and also learning about the different cultures in the district. And so the event hosts over 1,200 people, the first one, and now we are hosting the third Hispanic Heritage Festival, and it's been very well accepted in the community. Everybody is looking forward to this event. And this year it will be September 28th, so mark your calendars. It's from 11 to 3. We have confirmed the participation of La Mega radio station. We will have a Mexican folkloric dance group, Que Bonito es Panama dance group. Previously, we also hosted Children's Hospital, who did vision and health screening for children, and UC health students also hosted blood pressure and blood sugar check for parents and adults. There is always the opportunity to educate the community. So we have over 60 organizations and businesses that came to share with the community about their services and the resources within the community, but also within the city.
Yeah, and I think that's a great opportunity for people to learn about all the different cultures. I know some people here, Hispanic, Latino, and they don't understand there are so many different cultures and so many different languages and dialects. And I'll be honest, that's something I didn't understand until I was in my 20s and went to college, because that was my experiences. So why we like to do this for our kids, and one thing I love about Princeton the most, is when our kids leave here, they've been exposed to all kinds of things, different cultures, everything, which is going to make them more acceptable and more understanding and more empathetic out in the world. So I think that is great.
Yes.
All right, let me look.
So what is your favorite thing about Princeton?
I love learning about cultures, and I think in Princeton we have a very diverse community, and so learning about the different cultures is fantastic. But something that I also love about Princeton is how Princeton is embracing our diverse community and is paving the way, creating programs that are welcoming and also I forgot the word. Hold on. That is inclusive. So welcoming and inclusive programs that is bringing our communities together.
That is great. So tell me, last question, is there anything else, any other message you want to share with the community?
I would just say to get involved, regardless your language, regardless your background. There is so many different opportunities in Princeton to get involved and participate, regardless if it's in the classroom or in a school event or activities. There is so much, and I know that we all have talents and skills that are unique, and we will love to have those people coming all together, because that's what makes us stronger.
Yeah. And one thing Ms. Martinez said when we first sat down before we were on camera, I said, appreciate all you do in the things. She said, it's not about me, it's about the things we do for the kids. And that's what Princeton's about. So we appreciate you. Have a great day. And as always, go Vikes! Welcome back to Viking Voices, the people of Princeton. We are here now with Director of Technology, Mr. Chris Lockhart. Mr. Lockhart, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about yourself personally and then professionally, please.
Sure. So you've already mentioned I'm the Director of Technology here for Princeton City Schools. Personally, I'm married. I have 2 grown daughters and now a granddaughter. Mixing a little bit personal and professional, my daughter is a sub at Lincoln Heights, which is one of the schools, and my granddaughter goes to Woodlawn. So kind of mixing the 2 of them. So I have a lot of pressure to make sure that I get this right, because I'll hear it when I get back home also.
I understand that. I have a sophomore here at Princeton High School, so I understand that. I get calls from time to time, Daddy, can you do this? Daddy, can you do that? Now I'm sure her friends are in her ear a little bit. Can we cancel school? So it is all good. So as the Director of Technology, tell us, people hear that and they're like, he just takes care of the computers. There is so much more to what you do. Explain that to us.
Absolutely, yeah. It's fascinating the level of complexity that school networks have. And this is just the hardware part of it. We have these networks that we connect multiple locations across multiple municipalities, even in our case, all talking to each other. We also have this density of students and devices that are using the Wi-Fi, that are using the internet, and all that gets just to the level of the hardware. Then you have the security aspects, accounts, access to certain things, who needs it, payroll account. So it just multiplies, and it gets so big anymore that for a lot of us in this role as director, we wear a lot of different hats. And we also have to sometimes hire outside. So a lot of school districts have staff, which we have. We have a staff of wonderful technicians that do a great job. But then we have to supplement that by getting outside help. And so it's kind of my job to make sure that all of that comes together for the drive and the direction of my superintendent and the school board and how they want those things to be directed.
Yeah. I think when I'm growing up and we didn't have all this technology, whether it was phones, whether it was computers, and now, most of the kids have their own computers. How has that changed what you do?
It changes it immensely. We have what's called a bring your own device network here. Because of what I talked about security-wise, you don't want just any device on what we call our secured network. That's the one that has access to some of that student information, some of that accounting information. So we create segmented networks where we have a BYOD, where they can bring their own device, they can connect that device to our network, but it just gets them internet.
Yes.
And then even extending that, we then have our guest network, where when mom and dad come in to see the students perform, they can get on the network also and upload their pictures to Snapchat and all the other kind of good social media. So there's a lot that goes on. And from an educational side, I think it's wonderful that students have their own computers because they're able to continue that education. The resources that we have, a lot of them are internet based. Okay. So they can go home on their own device and continue that education at home.
Yes. So speaking about our devices, I know we've made a few changes here coming up with the summer devices and our MiFis and things. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. I'll go back just a little bit. During the pandemic, we had applied for what was called the ECF, Emergency Connectivity Funds. And over that 2-year period, we were able to secure for the district $1.3 million worth of funding. And so we were able to buy hundreds of Chromebooks with that money. We were also able to get MiFi devices. This is just a little wireless internet device. And we were able to provide that to the families who were in need during that time. Sure. Unfortunately, Congress has not continued that program, and they phased it out April of this year. So now what we're trying to do is make sure that we're able to preserve those resources that we have secured for the school district. So for kindergarten through 8th grade now, we're having the students bring those devices back into the school. Okay. This summer, we'll go through them, make sure that they're all cleaned up and ready to go, and then get them reassigned in the fall. Okay. And again, it's just a means of trying to preserve those devices that we were able to get with those funds that we received. And unfortunately, the MiFi program, we are not going to be able to continue. We were spending about $100,000 a year for the MiFi from those funds from the ECF. So it did not come from our normal budget or coffers. And unfortunately, since that program has ended, we will not be able to continue it. But for those that are still in need of internet access, there is still a federal program called Lifeline. And so if you go to Lifeline as part of the FCC, there's opportunities to still get that inexpensive home internet access.
Okay. I think that Lifeline is really important. That's great information for our viewers as well. A few weeks ago, I turned on the TV and I saw a face I knew on the Channel 5 promo. WLWT.
Yes.
And I think it was you. So tell us about that a little bit.
I had the wonderful opportunity to talk to the larger tri-state area about artificial intelligence and this wild west that we're in. And because it's so new, there are some people that are still a little intimidated and afraid of it. And so, of course, the question that always comes up is cheating. Yes. You know, now that kids can use artificial intelligence, that it'll write papers, it'll do their math for them, all these other things. And part of the interview that did not make it on air was where I talked about the fact that there is the opportunity for students to attempt to cheat.
Yes.
But we have wonderful trained professionals called teachers that they have been doing this for a while and they do it very well. Yes. So if a 5th grade student comes in with a paper that's written at a collegiate level, our professionally trained teachers will recognize that just the same way that they recognized it when kids tried to get papers off of the internet.
Yeah.
You know, there are some software tools, there are some other things, but our best line of defense to making sure that our students are being truthful and honest are our professional teachers. And because of that, Princeton has actually been on the forefront of creating policy. So we were one of the first ones in this area to have a school board policy that defined what's acceptable for artificial intelligence. It has been in place for over a year now. And what we've said is that teachers should use it ethically, and then students can use it with teacher permission on projects. So it's the best way to make sure that we're creating that space where our students and our staff are getting the benefits of this new technology without just leaving it out there for them to do anything and not understand what those parameters are.
And I think what is your favorite line about that?
Oh, you can't put that genie back in the bottle. It's out.
So I think, excuse me, I think part of it is this: AI's here and it's not going anywhere, and our students and our people are going to use it. So let's have a policy. Let's have a way to make sure you use it in a positive way. I know I use it. I'm sure you do, and many other people do. It's kind of, I always venture back to when I was in high school. We had encyclopedias. And we went and copied out of the encyclopedia, and then we changed it. You know, it's very similar, just a little easier for them to get it off the AI. So I think it's been great. I'm happy that we're on the forefront of that because it's so important, and you did a great job on the show.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to add before we go?
Excuse me. Princeton City School District is so unique, and it is such a wonderful place to be involved and work. From the diversity that we have, to the staff that we have, to even the special programs that we have. It's just such a unique place. And so I'm honored to play the part that I play, as I always joke with you, to make sure the flashing little lights keep flashing. But yeah, it's a big job. It's a tough job, but it's one of the toughest jobs I've ever loved.
Yeah. Well, I think the Princeton advantage is real, and we have a lot of opportunities for our kids, and we want to continue to do that. So we appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
Have a great day, and as always, go Vikes!